G'day and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. We are investigating a serial killer in Whampoa. The elders are being killed off. We just got the key to Magpie's shop and we're just trying to chat with as many people as we can. So we're starting with Wing K Kwok. Welcome sir, welcome to Kwok Atelier, home of the finest clothing in Whampoa Garden. I'm the owner, Master Tailor Wing K Kwok. How may I serve you? Didn't expect Whampoa Garden to have tailors in it. Many people don't. There's a mistaken impression that we Whampoans are only interested in technology in the Matrix. But even technologists need clothing, don't they? And many of us gravitate towards lines of work where added protection is required. I myself am a material scientist, as well as a keen follower of fashion trends. What kind of material science? Fiber related, of course. Primarily aramid fibers, graphene composites, and dilettantes. It affords me a certain unique perspective when designing clothing that's not only beautiful but offensive as well. I specialize in high fashion body armor, similar to the kind crafted by Secure Tech or Vashon Island, with a much more personal touch. So what you got? Okay, so this would allow us to get significantly better armor than we currently have. Unfortunately, we got no cash. So I'll probably try and get a last gen coat if I can scrape together the Nuyen from other stuff in this quest. Oh, hi there, Min. Who are you? Min Vong Matrix Materials, or aka MVMM. He is a Matrix seller. Also sells a drone. Interesting. Out of curiosity, what do I have? I've got a Doberman Mark II already. So, yeah, cool. I wonder if I could have waited and bought something from here. That said, I'm not entirely sure I would have wanted this, so... See you later. I could try and sell my consumables if I wanted something. But I don't know that I would get enough cash from him. Let's chat with Porter, see if he has anything new now it's in the crime scene. Hey there, need something else? Looks like someone went through Tom's things. Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before I found him, could have been anybody really. They've had a key to this place, but the lock's total crap. Anyone half decent at cracking mag locks could have got inside. What's missing? His beetles, hard drives, and cred sticks are all missing. Sounds like the killer looted his place. Sure, all this talk of monsters. Yeah, there are scary things that go up in the night, but most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangers. Can you tell me about Elder Maggie? That she was a bitch? I never met anyone as deliberately contrary as her. But there's not much to say. No one wanted to hang out with her. Even though she was the newest elder, she acted high and mighty around with everyone. She'd block deals and argue against Nakamura just because she could. Why is she so contrary? Just her nature. She loved fights and gossip. Any chance to cut someone else down, she'd take. I always figured she had some deep-seated insecurities and covered it up by attacking people. And what do you do around here, Porter? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being deputy. I make sure people don't break rules, protect people who need protecting. Mostly I just do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of them. I also handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I got most of the keys. It makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down, I let the electrician who fixes the wiring. Toilets clog, I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. Alright, see ya. That is useful to know. Alright, the jackpot. So, what do we got in the display case here? This bin's full of assorted chips, peripherals, and add-on modules for cyberdecks. They don't seem to be arranged in any coherent fashion and are spread across a felt surface. Let's search through the bin. Sift through the display case looking for anything that might prove interesting. That's interesting. There's a lot of storage memory, I/O handlers, and active memory in this bin. Not seeing any MPM-CP hardware, response increasing chips, or anything related to the hot shit decking Magpie was supposed to be into. You couldn't even build a full deck with this. Without the MPCP to just be a glorified comlink. What do you think that means? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say someone's cleaned her out. MPCP, response increase, biofeedback filters, all that. They're easy to move, expensive and highly illegal. All the rest of this crap is good, but it's nothing you couldn't pick up at any electronics shop. You'd have to know what you're looking for, though. Only a good decker would know what they're seeing. Could Maggie have taken them with her? I guess so, but if she did that, why would she leave the completed cyberdex? No, I think this was theft. Open server. The front of the server's case hangs open. The inner machine is quiet and without power. A clipboard is stuck to the side by a piece of duct tape. Its papers are filled with a long list of programs and their prices. A quick glance over the program sheets reveals names like Bugs, and Black Hammer. Undoubtedly, this was Maggie's attack program storage machine. Somebody's removed the drives. Sure, it wasn't Magpie. Look. The main drives were disconnected properly, but it looks like she modified the server to have a backup drive with its own battery-based power supply. If it was Magpie, she'd have taken that too. Crap, this is a Fuji XB1000. Looks like the battery power ran out a while ago. And the XB1000s are constant write drives. They're dirt cheap and have a ton of capacity, but if they run out of power, they lose their data. We're not going to be able to get anything off that. Well, that's a pity. Let's look at the bathroom. We searched Magpie's bathroom. There's not much in here. A toothbrush, toilet paper, some hairpins, and a collection of cheap makeup. The combination of bath shower unit however, has a minor flakes of a dry reddish substance near the drain. Blood. Dried blood. Prying open the drain cover, it looks like quite a bit of it was shed as well. Shit, maybe Magpie didn't take a trip after all. With that amount of blood, I'm guessing someone killed her, then drained her body in the bath. Make it clean to relocate. This doesn't match the killer's other scenes, though. I'm thinking there's a lot more going on with these murders than we were initially told. First, they don't even mention her to us. Now it looks like she's been killed. Something's not right here, Ranneko. Let's not mention this to the elders. If they're hiding anything, they may start cleaning up their tracks better. Yep. Magpie was murdered. Magpie's desk is the kind of messy most people only associate with rats' nests, hoarders, and deckers. The surface of the desk is littered with cigarette butts, half-finished cans of SoCaf, and scraps of electronics. A towering pile of empty instant noodle bowls sits next to it. The sides are emblazoned with Honest Wang's instant old-time Lemmian and depict a line of top-hat-wearing caterpillars dancing with canes. Hey, awesome! I didn't think anyone but me liked Honest Wang's noodles. Flavor like you've never tasted in a package of instant noodles, I promise. She taps the side of one container. See? This one's cheese curry broccoli. Don't know why I never caught on, honestly. Geez, who could pass up the delicious taste of cheese, curry, and freeze-dried vegetables? I know, right? People have no idea what kind of culinary delights they're missing. Search the desk. You gingerly root around the desk, doing your best to avoid more disgusting piles and spills. It isn't easy. The desk drawers are stuffed to overflowing with receipts, cigarette packets, optical chips, and cables. Most of the contents are boring, useless, and disgusting. While searching one of the bottom drawers, however, a low-quality tin lockbox catches your eye. Someone has pried the latch off, leaving a ragged hole where the lock should be. The interior of the box has several sleeves for storing cards, all of which are empty. A small note is taped to the interior of the box. The spare storeroom keys. The door is in the rear of Mrs. Yang's restaurant. Do not lose these. Use only if I'm not available to open the stockroom. The stockroom, huh? So who broke the lockbox to get the keys out? Probably whoever cleaned out Magpie's equipment. I'm thinking you're right. Whoever tore the latch off the box was in a hurry. Any of the elders could have cracked the maglock without any trouble. Most regular Whampoans could too. This seems like someone who was tossing the place and wanted to get out as fast as possible. If someone was after Maggie's gear, her stockroom would be a gold mine. Leave the desk alone. Okay, so I've investigated Jack Point. I think the next person to ask about a key would be Porter. Nope, can't. Alright, we'll have a look around at what we can find then. What is around here? Hey Mo! The man in front of the stall is rooting through a box of music chips with the swift fingers of someone who knows what it's looking for. Behind him, a music player pumps out a constant stream of distorted atonal music. The store's proprietor is nowhere to be seen. Can you believe this? They got 4 bootlegs of Echelon 60, the unreleased Enoki Ian Keys double chip show from Brazzaville, but absolutely 0 chips from Shotgun Bloom. This store stuff is purely second rate. Hey man, don't get down on Echelon 60. I saw them when they played that unlicensed show at the old Chocotop factory in Suanwan. The show was amazing, even if the police had to break it up halfway through the second set. The music aficionado waves his hand dismissively. The show might have been great, but come on, Echelon 60's old news. They're already being mainstreamed. Saw a trade ad for new Mitsubishi Ostro scooter. They were using main vault underbus as the backing music. Made me sad, I tell you. Mo Nebi at your service. Deca technologist and music fan. You're not from around here, are you? You don't hold yourself like a native. Not Whampoa Garden, no. I thought so. What brings you out here? Just trying to find out who's been killing the elders. Oh. That's a nasty business. I heard Tong died tonight. Don't know who or what they pissed off. Seems like a really bad scene. Still, I like this place. Anything I can do to help? Magpie's shop's missing a lot of gear. No one who might be fencing it? Whampoa Garden? No way. Most people are too shit scared of Maggie to pull that, and should definitely recognize anything of hers. She watermarked every program and engraved every chip. Wanted people to know where the good stuff came from. Not a lot of places hide that kind of gear around here. We're all packed pretty tight, and this place gossips like a mahjong parlor at tea time. If I were you, I'd ask any other outsider types if they've heard something. Nobody local at the risk of making Magpie's ire down on them, or the rest of the Whampoans. We might cheat each other, we might cheat other people, but we don't steal from each other. No one who gets caught doing that will get kicked out. What's your area of expertise? I'm a decker. I used to be a company man for years, pushing code on their servers, smearing little cyber pukes that are trying to get into our secure system. Made a good living. Had my own place on the 48th floor in a corporate skyscraper. The kind of thing the Sims teach you everyone reaches for. The dream life. So, what went wrong? Found out the company wasn't what I thought it was. Sure, they paid me well and kept me in creature comforts, but I accidentally looked over some misfiled reports while cleaning out a company database. Turns out one of the company's security riggers had gotten drunk or blabbed about some project or other being over budget behind schedule. That's not good. Be a fireable offense, right? Well, I guess upper management was worried that the info would hurt their stock rating by a fraction of a point or two. So they fired the guy with the .308 round right through the skull. Wait, they shot him over a fraction of a point. Well, it may have only been fractions of a point, but it was still tens of millions of Nuyen. I guess that went beyond a firing offense directly into murder territory. What's worse, since I knew about both the project and the murder, I could be the next in the firing line. I knew I wasn't worth the expense to hunt down as long as I kept my head down, so I came out here looking for like-minded deckers. Guess I ended up staying because I could get a semblance of community out here, and I couldn't get that in many other places. What can you tell me about the Whampoans? We're a collection of freaks, geeks, nerds, and tech junkies. This place may look like a third world bazaar, but believe me, we have stuff here that's cutting edge in almost every field. Most swells with pride and plants both hands firmly on his hips. Maybe it's not as advanced as stuff the Megas have in their dev labs, but it's as advanced as anything you can find in a store. People come here from all over the world to buy and sell, and work deals for big shipments. We've got contacts with every pirate and smuggling group in the South China Sea, and every major syndicate and gang in the Free Enterprise Zone knows not to mess with us. Not only are there a lot of us, no one wants to lose what we're selling. The Red Dragon made a play 4 years ago, but we chased him out. Mo gestures both hands as if shooing away some bothersome insect. Scooter brought back to home man tin, and they've never been back. Good for you, that's how you survive. It's all about playing the angles. Yeah, it pissed him off, but then we sold goods to the Yellow Lotus at a discount. In exchange, the Lotus kept him off our back. You don't have to beat up the big guy to win, you just have to make him step back so the other guys see he's off balance. The stand-up fights are for the Megas. It's about survival for us, just like everyone else in the shadows. Know anything about the Moidas? I'm trying to stay as far away from it as possible. I'm not connected enough to hear anything important, and all to talk about monsters is just plain dark. I ain't afraid of monsters, but I don't want to get their attention. All I know is a couple of months ago we had Elders Nakamura, Yatunde, Gon, and Magpie, and now we don't. I've heard about Magpie. Sounds like she was kind of vicious. To be blunt, she's a hateful, shrewish old badger of a person. It's always her way or the highway. She'd butt heads with other elders over damn near anything. Last fight she had was with Tang over something or other. Guess she ended up throwing some of his micro-drones into a deep fryer and threatening to kick his ass around the block. A line of business, Matrix gear, yeah, we already talked to him about that. Yep, we could go chat with Zippy. Actually, let's do that. Let's ask Zippy if he has keys to the stockroom. Hey, Zippy! Nope, can't. Fine. Breaker Hui. An imposing troll. This guy has weapons, right? Yep. Yep. Definitely. Don't care. Out of curiosity, if I wanted to sell things, I could get not enough to buy the things I want to buy. I'm looking for info. Yeah? Tell me what you want. Maybe I can help you out. Aside from Tong, who slings beetles around here? Red Spear Gang. They usually run up in here sometime, but don't cause trouble. Check the parking garage south of here. They usually hole up in there. Step light though. If they don't know you and your copping attitude, they'll put you in the ground. Funny thing, I heard there was a shootout with some Hong Kong police in the garage a month ago. I was away in Beijing at the time, so I didn't see it directly, but everyone was talking about it when I got back. Why is that funny? Because we don't let the HKPF in here most times. We shoot at them if they try. Every time they come in here, it's bad for us, because they always come in looking for a scapegoat. Why would the elders let him in? No one knows. Did you know anything about Elder Magpie? Never met her, thank God. She ran with the Deckers mostly. You should ask Zippy, because no one liked her. What are your impressions of the Whampoa elders? Can't say I associate with much. They organize big deals and leave us alone. Yep, fine. And don't know anything about the murders, but go check out the garage. Seems like a good idea. Let's see, what else do we have? There's someone here, and the parking garage is there. Cool. Let's chat with Demago. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Something about him, the lines of his eyes, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He lifts a cup of cheap SoCaf as you approach. Let me guess, you're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right, who are you? Call me Demogo. I'm not one of the Whampoans, but I've been around here long enough they don't think twice about me being here. So what have you found so far? You're awfully curious for a random guy. Professional curiosity. He used to be part of the New York Police Department, part of their Thaumaturgical Research Division, part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigation while the others pulled prints and checked blood samples. Demogo tosses a SoCaf cup towards a nearby garbage can. It bounces around the rim, and rolls inside. When I hear shit like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. Seems like you're more cut out for this job than I am. Elder asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee though, so I took a pass. It's not just the money either. Demogo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. You see that stuff day after day, you pay a price. It eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel all that sickness and anger every day, to be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive someone's death, feel it going into your neck, pleading in the voice of a dead woman for her killer to spare you. These days I'd rather interrogate the living, thanks. Yes, what are you talking about? I can read objects. It's called psychometry, a little trick I managed to pick up. I don't know how, but I held something. I can tell you what happened to it, who owned it, how it killed someone, if someone loved it, or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. Before you ask, no, I'm not going to read anything you find. I already told I don't want any part of this. You want advice? I'll give you that. We're not getting drawn further in than that. So aside from that, anything I can help you with? Tong wasn't afraid when he died. He was caught by surprise. It's not what I would have expected. With the amount of mess at each screen, the victims should have left behind a lot of fear and pain. You sure? Very sure. Tong died tonight, so the astral signature hasn't had time to fade. There was only a sense of perfunctory accomplishment. Sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have that kind of resonance, in my experience. It's possible the gore is to throw off anyone who's looking for the actual reason. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try and point the finger at some kind of monster. Basic Investigation 101. It's usually the simplest explanation, but don't discount other possibilities. You think the mess wasn't intentional? It's a possibility. Ask yourself, if the mutilation occurred after Tong's death, why would the killer perform that kind of ritual? Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to feel more like they're taking communion. It's a religious or sexual feeling most of the time. If it didn't feel this way, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. Tong was killed by a bladed neck, a single strike to the back of it, by a bladed weapon, a single strike to the back of his neck. That's a precision attack. Most knife fights end up with a lot of shallow cuts and blood over the victim and attacker alike. If Tong was killed by a single strike, he definitely wouldn't have seen it coming. You can bet anyone whoever killed him is highly skilled with a blade. That says to me the attack is either a professional hitman or a practiced serial killer. Could be both. Assassins don't tend to be empathetic people. Was the attack a thrust or a cut? It was a slash. Why? The wound was some kind of a thrust. Your attacker was using a knife of some kind. Anything over about 10 inches would be hard to thrust at that kind of angle. Neck's too high for a longer blade. It's a slash looking at a sword or cleaver attack. Both of those are popular with the triads. They make an awful mess and send a message they're not to be trifled with. What can you tell me about the Whampoans? Don't know much. Even though I've been here almost 2 years, I'm an outsider. They don't really accept anyone who's not as much of a tech nut as they are. I'm just a crazy mage who lives down the road. Demogo pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. Ip's got some heavy-duty cyberware, basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. Is a shaman who worships machine spirits. It's a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me, but don't ask me to believe in the great spirit of electronics. As for everyone else, they tend to be an okay bunch. A bit strange, but that's French culture for you. They scrunch tech, rebuild it, and sell it off. Some of them have their own artifact shops. Their stuff's pretty high quality, too. People from all over Asia come to shop here, if they need something rare and unusual. Tight-knit little community, all things considered. Know anything about the murders? They started a couple of weeks ago. Elder Garm was the first to go. That's when asked if I could look into them. He was ripped apart. Arms wrenched out of their sockets, skin flayed away with a razor-sharp knife. Rest of them the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Funny thing is, Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks before that, maybe a month ago top. Doesn't seem like that much, but Whampoans don't usually let the police in here. That, by itself, is odd enough, but it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear, too. Big guns, heavy armor with NBC seals. The works. They went in the parking garage here and there was some kind of gunfight. Never made it back out. When the backup showed up, the Whampoans chased them away. Why did they let cops in and then chase them away? It's exactly the kind of question you should be asking, and the elders refused to answer when I asked. Demergo shrugs. Go take a look for yourself if you want. Watch out though, the gang's taken up residence in there, dealing drugs and beetles. Call themselves a Red Spear. Not too violent, if you don't push them, but be careful what you say. Okay, so that sounds like the kind of thing that you ideally want a little bit of etiquette for. And I don't got any, so... This dumpy-looking man is busy hawking a variety of grilled spherical treats of various sizes. Some are sold individually, some are skewered on sticks, and some are packaged in sets of 4 or 6. A sign on the front of the cart reads, Caters 1 yen yatai. A cacophony of small trid screens are attached to the cart, each playing a different trid show. Interest you in some dango, takoyaki, maybe some nice nikuman? That's a pork bun with a Japanese twist. Any kind of Japanese treat you can imagine, I've got it. Maybe some curry fish balls are your speed. Cater will give you your heart's desire, providing your desire is on my menu. Yeah, give me some dango. Your wish is my command, good sir. Cater deftly pulls out one of the dango sticks from the cart and drops it onto the grill. A small robotic arm slides out of the cart and begins turning the stick until the balls of rice flour are a toasted brown color. Lifting them from the grill, Cater dips the entire stick in a tub of sticky brown sauce before handing it to you. Snack has both a sweet and salty flavor, reminiscent of sesame seeds and soy. The balls inside are pleasantly warm and surprisingly chewy, a bit like eating raw dough, but without the attendant chalky taste. Cater leans back, studying you intently. The trid projections from his cart cause his face to be lit in a constantly shifting array of rainbow hues. So what brings you into Whampoa Garden, my friend? I doubt it's just the street food. I'm here on a job. I can respect that. Sometimes the tides of life take you to strange places. And few places are strange than this one, huh? What's with all the trade screens? You like them? I love trade operas. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Indonesian, doesn't matter. This way you can watch all my favorite shows without missing a beat, and I can work at the same time. Pirated trade's my other business. I rip the streams into the matrix, tap right in the corporate feeds, and resell them on chips out here. Wish I could pay. Kata's face falls a bit and his enthusiasm wanes. I wish it could pay the bills. My food cart's a lot better than that. I don't know why, but most of the other Whampoans seem like sim over trade. They don't know what they're missing though. One episode of 1,000 Cranes of Autumn and they'd be hooked for life. I'm just at the part where Odin has confessed her love to Takayama, but he's got to get his mech suit out to the front lines on Mars, so he can't be with her. Downright heartbreaking, I tell you. Sounds like an interesting show, alright. Oh, you have no idea. 312 episodes chronicling a noble mech pilot and the tumultuous love affair he has with the space station governor's daughter. The pathos, the majesty, the Battle of the Grange 1 spans 5 episodes just by itself. For some reason, it just didn't resonate with the wider public. I don't know why. Who doesn't want to see a trade show about giant flying robots, love, betrayal, and spies? I know, right? That sounds great. Gotta stop myself before I get carried away. Was there something else you need? What can you tell me about the people around here? We're techheads, riggers, deckers, trid pirates, and everything in between. If I had to define this place, I'd say it's Asia's mecca for people like us. As for the elders, I can give you the basics. I'm a small fry, so we're not exactly on social terms. Yep, same thing as everyone. Oh, wait. Is a lot craftier than she seems. She has this mothered everyone act going on. But I've watched her manipulate people into doing all sorts of stuff they wouldn't normally do, and they thought it was their idea the whole time. Magically, you mean? No, I don't think so. She's just good with people. Ip's a killer, addicted to cybernetic implants. He always has the newest and freshest gear. Funny thing, I've never seen him in the fight. I kind of get the impression he's a coward. He'd rather let one of his buddies handle the problem than I do. And do it himself. Bah. What is with it? With me in reading today. All I know is about Tang is he loves drones and does a little decking. Frankly, I find him kind of boring. All he talks about is neural networks, dark knowledge, evolution of machine learning. Like I said, boring. What about the murders? Yeah, ignore him. I saw the crowd at Tong Century Carnival earlier tonight. I don't know the guy very well. I'm a Trid fan, he liked The Sims. Not a lot of crossover between us. See you later, Kato. Alrighty. So, next time we will venture into the garage and investigate that. And then I think we should be able to wrap things up here. Until then, have a great day. Bye.